In Daniel Boone's time, people in rural areas would make their own fabrics from flax, hemp, or wool. Fibers such as flax were grown and processed in the colonies and then sent to England to be finished. Flax was typically sown in late March or early April, once the ground had begun to warm and the light spring rains began to fall. Once it had been harvested and the plant had dried, the farmer removed the seed bolls. This was done by using a wooden tooth comb called a rippling stick, which ran the comb up the plant, pulling the seeds off. These were either turned into linseed oil or saved for the following year. Once the seeds were removed, the plant was laid out to ret. Retting is a term for controlled rotting where the plant was soaked in water. This process released the fibers from the whole core of the plant. After several weeks of retting, the plant was dried and sent to be broken. Flax breaking was the first step in the refining process. To remove the woody core of the plant, it was placed in a flax brake, a wooden device with a set of altering wooden teeth. The plant was placed between the teeth of the brake and smashed. This repeated beating of the plant released the fibers and removed the unwanted woody center of the plant. Once the plant was broken, it was taken to a scutching board, or vertical board. Once draped over the board, a processor used a scutching knife to vigorously scrape and beat the flax until the woody core was removed. Before it was ready to be spun, the last step in the processing of flax involved the use of hetchels, or an iron-tooth comb. The processor drew the fibers through the teeth, removing the last pieces of the core, which separated the fibers. The best fibers were the longer strands that remained in the hand of the hetcheler. These threads were often called the line. The shorter fibers that remained in the hetchel were called tow and were used to make rope, fire starter, or gun cleaner. In its final form, the long fibers were turned into a roving, which was a braid of flax fibers. It was then sent to the spinner, who would turn the fibers into a thread. The thread was dyed and woven into fabric, used for clothing.